It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders on Monday Night Prime Time.
Just a little ways east from the nation's political arena, we're in a much different type of arena here. Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. Hello all, Kate Scott up here in the booth, and joining me as always, my partner Brock Heward. All right, Brock, everyone hoping we see a competitive contest here, and both teams feel they can provide that.
Yeah, this should be a good one. I mean, you just stack these two teams up. We've all done our homework. They've done a lot more practice time and film watching and everything else. But by all accounts, the numbers will tell you, the talent will tell you, we're going to have a competitive chess match, and I can't wait to watch it.
The former Commander, Dustin Hopkins, has it teed up. And here we go from the nation's capital. Starting at the 10. And look at this return. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. But, man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
2nd and 6 now. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
They'll come up 1st and 10. First carry now for Austin Eckler. And he gets him around 6 there. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
He'll get this one to Brown. And he works this to the 38 before going down. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Running back sent in motion left. Quick slant to Samuel. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tackled there by Jerome Baker.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Short side option here. He's running left. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
3rd and 4 coming up now. From the gun, it's Daniels. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it! And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that gives them 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Here's Robinson. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's got it. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure, but you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, Daniels. Rolling left by, and he will score. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders finish up an excellent opening series. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Well, he couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Gay with the point after. And the Commanders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. From a couple yards deep, this is going to come out. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here come the Browns on offense, ready for their opening drive. And leading them out, going strong well over a decade now after entering the league as a first-rounder out of Delaware, it's Joe Flacco.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now for the first time, it's a give to the rookie from Ohio State. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Judy will go in motion right. Back-to-back carries here. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They gain 14 on the play. And that gives the Browns a first.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
Going to the ground again on first. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Hauled down that time by Jonathan Jones. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Another carry for him. And they had that one contained right at the line. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Looking for a throw here. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks him inside their own 10. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now Daniels off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. He can run it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. An option give to Robinson. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Daniels on 1st down. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. They'll run here following the penalty. Still motoring past the 30. And he's going to get this to the 39-yard line. That's the end of our 1st quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. We'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
1st and 10 from the 41. Man in motion here. A toss now to Robinson. He's contained at the line for no gain. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Daniels from the pistol. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions, from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did. You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And not his best punt here. He drives it several yards into the end zone. That's going to lead to a touchback. 2nd drive coming up for this Cleveland offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that 1st drive ended in a punt. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Hauled down that time by Jonathan Jones. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
First and 10 from the 41. Staying on the ground with Ford. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Another one for Ford. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Frankie Luvu there for the tackle. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Jonathan Jones makes the play. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
Washington are ready to go on offense as they take the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Daniels to throw. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, a run to Robinson. Runs into traffic and hits a wall, no gain. Award that tackle to Michael Hall. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
2nd and 10 now. He'll get this to Samuel. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st. Third and just 2 to go. To throw, Daniels. He has the 1st over the middle. Breaks free in the center of the field. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a 13-0 lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Gay to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. To return, Jerome Ford. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Ford straight ahead. And he gets his offense forward to the 44-yard line. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Looking that time for Deontay Johnson. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
From the gun on 3rd down. He'll get this to Tillman. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Back to throw now. That's complete, David Njoku. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They go play action here. He's trying to push the field. Big gain downfield. And he has them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. From the red zone now. Dodges the tackle, and he's in. Touchdown! The Browns make it a one-score game before halftime. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Returnable from the 1. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Daniels back to throw. Able to hit Robinson, complete. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing now from the gun. Finds his target, Robinson. And this one doesn't go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Got a man. Robinson has it. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. The Commanders ready for the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And he collects the fair catch just inside the 35. No return on that punt. And the Browns will go on offense. The Browns going on offense here very late in the half. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the half. That's enough time to put something together. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing it to start this drive. That one complete to Njoku. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Now the Browns spend their final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 43. That one's cut along the left sideline. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And he's got it! Touchdown, Cleveland! The Browns earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Deontay Johnson with the touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes in the half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again. Unlike these officials, we got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
No change to the call on the field. So that play's going to remain a touchdown. On is Hopkins for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns tie things up at 14. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Return starts from the goal line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Commanders ready to get their offense out there for the final time in the first half. Not a whole lot of time left for them to put something together here before the break. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. The screen pass falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So that brings up second down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. From the gun, it's Daniels. Complete, it's McLaurin. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. All right, back to the ground game here. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He's on the move. He's running with it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 46. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. We're at halftime here on Monday night. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Here's Ford on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Browns have the football first to start the third, and here comes their offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. Got a man, it's Njoku. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that gives the Browns a first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Only took him one play, partner, and they've already made it to that 40-yard line. On first down, they'll run. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. He's dropping back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's got this down to the 40. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
They give it to him again. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Marshawn Lattimore up from the secondary for the stop. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys, not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
And they bring him down around the 34. He gets 6 on that play, and that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Nice cut back to the right sideline. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Back to the well again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Back-to-back carries here. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
To the air, 3rd and long. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. Carlson's kick is good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Kickoff taken at the 13. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
On second down, Robinson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Sending a receiver left. They'll run here on first down. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. But give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. He even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
And the Browns bringing out some extra defensive backs. We've got dime on third down. Daniels. Dump off caught by his back. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. First, second, third down, sometimes even fourth. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness that's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this angles out and hits the sideline. That's a good punt there. They're pinned at their own 8. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Short pass brought in. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Hauled down that time by Jonathan Jones.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Throwing now, off play action. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Hits his running back. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
you're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First and 10 from the 41. He'll throw it yet again. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the third. It's Browns ball, working to carry this lead through to the end. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 47. Completed to his running back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off a first down.
Here's the one back on the handoff. And they needed more than one defender there. Powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Another carry for him. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? He's throwing deep to the left side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And no chance at a return. He wisely angled it for the sideline and got it down to the 12 before going out. Out comes the Commander offense for another series. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Daniels from the pistol. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it's going to be 2nd down. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And the hit stuffs him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. He's gonna try to drop it in deep right. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Punting unit out now. It'll be Tress Way doing the honors. Fair catch called for and taken just beyond midfield. The Browns and Joe Flacco coming out for their next drive. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commanders territory. 4.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
2nd and 4. We had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
No place to go, so he just threw it away.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
The Browns are lining up to punt. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spot. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. The Commanders all set to regain possession. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
They motion a receiver left. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
3rd and short, Daniels. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And they're going to take over possession. Back out now comes the Browns offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Blown back, it's the handoff. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's a handoff up the gut. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
First and 10 from the 41. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Back to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. Back to throw it. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down. Here's an important kick now for Dustin Hopkins. He was good on his first kick. Gonna need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. A big kick is no good. It's well to the left there. And they are unable to double their lead.
Surely not something they're too pleased about down on the field. But Kate, with that miss, ooh, we got a lot of juice. We got an opportunity here to see a field goal and a chance to take this game to overtime.
The Commanders set to take over. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. First and 10. Back to throw. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Second and 3 now. He'll look to throw it. He'll get this to Samuel. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. That was intended for Deebo Samuel. And it sets up second down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Here he is to throw. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. To throw. Has a man, it's Brown. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. The Commanders take a timeout, they're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's first and 10. Setting up to pass. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Back to the line they go. It's second down. Again, Daniels to the air. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Throwing now. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. Able to find Ertz. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Matt Gay now in a high-pressure spot. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. This to set up overtime. Looking good, and it's through. And in the final moments, they force overtime.
Overtime rested on his leg, Kate, and he got the job done. And now, well, if things go a specific way in OT, the next time we see him line up, it could be for the game winner.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. And hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. He'll begin his return from the 11. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. First throw of overtime now. He finds Johnson. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives the Browns a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Open space inside the 40. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they bring him down around the 34. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. From the 34. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now a give running right. And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. He's caught at the line. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
From the gun on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Has the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns break the tie and go up by 6. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
That one right down the middle. And the Browns break that tie and now lead by 7. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Return starts at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And they settled for a chip shot field goal last time, Brock. You gotta think they want to be able to finish it off and reach the end zone here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know, when we watch the combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10, because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
Trying again following the sack. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That quarterback clock, it is so important to play in the position and playing it efficiently. You got to know, you got to have that clock in your head, because that's enough time in this league to get rid of the ball. That's a lesson this QB's got to learn.
Big moment here in overtime. 4th down, and the offense is out there. Out of the gun, Daniels. And this one's going to be close. Did he get both feet inside the chalk? Oh, no, he did not. Great effort, but an incomplete pass.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
So the Browns will take this win home with them. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a well-earned win for the Browns. As with that, we sign off from D.C.